youth and society. Is it health, education, advocacy, and you just name it? Here comes Youth Insight, 1 hour youth dialogue that sets the agenda for young people to be expressive of their view, thoughts, activities, and how they affect the society. Join us every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for Youth Insight, only on KMTV. With me, your host, Zach Sherman. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are across our one global village. This is Youth Insight, a platform that sets the agenda for us as young people to unleash our voices so that our voices can be heard. We bring forth happenings around young people, how they can impart a society, what are those tremendous efforts they've been making or they are making to the transformation of our society at large. We'll uncover happenings involving young people, their activities as well, and what they do within their own respective environments that help protect, upgrade, and make our society unique. So it's a warm welcome to another edition of Youth Insight, only on KMTV with me, your host, Zach Sherman, and I'll always be here dedicating myself to make sure that our young voices are heard, not just to be heard, but for betterment as well. So today we'll look at the National Youth Parliament of Liberia. They are here with me in the studio, and we shortly before that, bringing them forth, we're going to look at what unfolded Thursday, the 17th of October, when we saw teachers petitioning the government of Liberia through its Ministry of Information, whereas they presented a petition to Minister Ansu Soni, and we're going to look at what are those things that were in the petition and how important those things they brought up are going to be vital for the learning environment, because everything that affects that gets to do with schooling, it also affects the students as well. So we're going to look at it a little bit before coming to the National Youth Parliament of Liberia and so forth. So again, I want to say thanks to Prince Jebo and his team, that's the Pro Change, for becoming our first sponsor on this program. We commend your effort, and trust me, sponsorship door are still open here on this presentation. On this program, we welcome you. If you want to sponsor, if you want to bring forward whatever ideas you have on board, you want to be our partner, we wholeheartedly welcome you. And again, want to say welcome to Youth Insight. But before we come back, we take our commercial break to bring you a little bit of what we are going to bring forth on this beautiful day of Tuesday.
Hi, I'm Prince Larmin Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says I cannot to one that believes I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV, presented by Zach Sherman, because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at prochangeInLiberia.org. That's PROCHANGEIN Liberia. Until next time, enjoy the show.
And to be like Prince and his team, the Pro Change, you can just call us on our contact +321 7700 7702. Again, +321 770 017702. You can just call us, and if you want to partner us with us, if you want to be our sponsor, if you have any other idea that you can bring on board so that we can move forth as young people, we highly anticipate that, and we will continuously congratulate you for your effort you should be taking or will be taking for this program. So we're going to look at the issue that has to do with the Teachers Association of the National Teachers Association of Liberia, that's the NTAL. Last week we saw the petition. They petitioned the government of Liberia through its Ministry of Education, and within that petition they look at the commercialization of public school to private school, which of course they found out so bitterly. And if I should sit here and not run it, I think I'll be doing myself no good as to how things are lacking when it comes to the educational sector. I mean, we should also set the standards so that we can have an interactive mode with our education system. We can have a prosperous atmosphere to our education system. if we want to have that environment of a good and quality education, we should set the standard, like I said, for a better education. The National Teacher Association, in solidarity with the students' body of the public schools, we also look at FLA as well, the Federation of the Liberian Youth. We look at all the students' body and all the youth organizations who were in solidarity with the National Teacher Association of Liberia, talking about why is it that about 250 schools have been or are to become commercialized by a private NGO breach, and if this should happen, I think it has a bad image that I think government needs to work on. There, though there was a response from the Minister of Education, Dr. Professor Rather Ansosoni, who's talking about what they intend if this is done. But according to the NTA, the process is not something wealthy for the school system, especially for the public school. If a school should be commercialized, especially public school is not going to be at the interest of students, even the nation at large. It should be something like building up institution. If an institution wants to invest in the education system, I think Liberia has a very wide range of gap when it comes to the need for education to be equipped, for education to be expanded, and not just only Montserrat or other parts of Liberia. So it is something that should be only from the end of an NGO coming to invest in the education system and delving into the public school. I think they can go private if they want to invest. We applaud them for their effort. We applaud them because Liberia is the country we are yearning for better education. But it should be done in a move of which they should invest privately, not going to the public school. Maybe because I believe the NTA will not want to see something that will be going out of the hand. Whereas, according to them, if this happens, it will be something. It has an international image for the education system where no one wants to see it. So, if an NGO wants to invest in the education system, we want to say that it's something they can go into the private sector, build a school. I mean, bring in some good equipment. I mean, every good parent who has the funding, who has the money, will want to see his or her child going to a very good school. So if you want to invest in the school system, you can invest not in the public school. Maybe you want to take over, but in the government too wants to allow that. I think is something unfortunate that we think they have to go back to that drawing board so keenly so that better things can be done. But before we come up with a little bit of analysis, let's get the petition that was given to the minister just Thursday, the 17th of October.
They also see the more than
Okay, it seems to be we'll give you that clip, but we saw the petition, the National Teachers Association talking about 250 public schools to be commercialized, to be allegedly commercialized from their own assessment, from their own perspective as the governing body of the teachers of Liberia, and they are saying that if public schools should be commercialized, looking at it in a private perspective, it would not be in the best interest of the school system in the country. And we want to look at it so keenly, and we want the government to look at it, and not just the government, international partners as well, to look at it so keenly, but so that we cannot go into another educational bad movement, something that will not be good for our country, for our education system. And we understand the minister, Professor Ansosoni, talk about what they are doing, what's the significance of such. But again, let us see whether we can bring you the clip very shortly and get back.
More than 250 public schools to private for-profit provider is a form of government shying away from accountability to their citizens on the provision of education, which is public goods and a human right. The provision of curriculum through tablets and cell phones is untenable into Liberia, where electricity is unstable and not available in all the rural schools. if this proposal is allowed, extension, it will be the beginning of the end of the universal public education, a concept with accelerated dating back to 1847. This new phenomenon, in our consular view, is a violation of international and international laws. A protocol signed by government of Liberia and violation of constitution and the education laws of Liberia. Mr. Minister, quite recently we visited 7 counties to make an on-the-spot assessment of the prevailing situation in the government schools as well as the elite school, and what we discovered was quite prevailing. We decided to bring to your attention what can be done as a crisis in our schools. We will follow up this presentation in due course with documentary pictorial evidence of the existing situation in the LEAP and other government schools. The provider has exhibited no respect for the trade union rights of teachers in the schools they administer. Teachers are dismissed, transferred at will. Working hours has been extended from 7:40 a.m. to 1 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. without incentives and feeding for some of the young children. A flood technology has suddenly been introduced into the rural schools without electricity, hereby ridiculing the whole concept of education technology.
Solidarity forever.
So if you listen to what the president of the National Teachers Association, Madam Mary Moba, who just outlined what it's going to be like if this is considered, if the government doesn't do something that will look at the education, and you listen to her talking about it will breach out international educational laws that Liberia is signatory to, and she said a lot of things, and if you look at it skeptically, not just on a broad perspective or on inside perspective, you will get to know that because these are people who are trying to build up the education system. They have tried their own weak way to come up with ideas, to come up with strategies. They've had a lot of workshops, seminars, things that has to do with how they can build the students' capacity. So if they must come with the positive background, a positive steps towards students' education, things in a positive direction have to be done. We agree to the fact that all of things may be happening. Maybe the government want to look at it for another end that will help the educational system, but let that be done in confirmation of those people who have, in years that have passed, strive to make sure the education system has a good standing point and can be beneficial to every Liberian, and not just something that anyone will just come into and just bump into it at any time and wish to, because maybe the government want to look at it on a little bit of a perspective, not looking at what the people have built up to. And let's quickly again listen to the minister, Professor Ansusoni. What was his response at the time when the National Teachers Association petitioned the government?
Your interest is my interest, and we have a single responsibility to transition the education of this country from where we found it to where we shall leave it, and our times are up. And so I received this petition, and we say thank you for the presentation. We shall refer to the Attorney General and refer to other legal persons to review the document, the petition. I'm sure it's well-intentioned, but we must also look in it and see what aspect of it can be modified. And if we can get to that stage, as long as we are dialoguing, we shall get there. This system has to change, and has to change with us together. We are not privatizing. We are partnering with those who got a little bit more than we have. If we had everything that we need to transform the school from yesterday to today, we need nobody else. But nobody in this country can tell me that they don't see where we are. I have been, as I speak right now, I got a report from LOFA that there are nearly 11 schools that have no public school teachers. Absolutely not. That's government responsibility. But I want to let you know that when capacity and intention do not reconcile, then we must find a way to remedy this. That's why we got brains for. When the program was initiated in 2016, it started on a wrong footing. And we have already told the teachers' leadership that the contract, the MOU, that they will be operating under LEAP with us is entirely restructured to protect our interests more than the way the program was started in 2016. That document had not been signed. No agreement has been signed with any provider so far, because we are looking at the specifics of it to make sure that we are covered and to make sure that their services are also covered. So that has not been done yet. And at every stage of our discussion, the Teachers Association shall be informed.
Professor D. Ansosoni is the Minister of Education who responded to the petition given by the National Teachers Association, and what they've said. If you look at it, we say things so much, but we hope that they can step forward because they saw the significance of the petition that were given them, and we hope that whatever was written or was given or was enshrined into that petition should be something considered, not just on a broad perspective. Maybe you wanted to just for people to just look at you and not doing exactly what you've promised to do. So we hope that they can go on a round table, look at what the people have said, because they know how things are like for the country. They've been in the system of teaching, they've been into the issue for years now, and if they are not proactive to the prosperity, to the prosperous mood of the education system, I don't think that would be good for our country. And we hope that the government, through the Ministry of Education, can look at it, have a timely consideration, so that things can be better, so that we cannot have a backwarded education system, as we've always tried to have a forwarded education system. So we want to leave it at that to bring in our guest today on the presentation on Youth Insight. And today, like I said, is the National Youth Parliament of Liberia. We want to say, guys, a hearty welcome to KMTV. And we'll start up with the speaker. Mr. Speaker, you're going to tell us what exactly you are, and tell us a little bit about your idea of how you develop the ideas of coming on the program on the National Youth Parliament. You tell us a little bit about yourself, and tell the audience why you really desire to be part of the National Youth Parliament. So the floor is yours. Again, you are welcome.
Okay, thank you, Zach. I'm David K. Bala Jr. and the Speaker of the National Youth Parliament of Liberia. Like, looking at the National Youth Parliament of Liberia is something that came up based on the Liberia ECOWAS Youth Representative when he went to Benin, and the ECOWAS was sitting and they said that all West African countries should China the National Youth Parliament of Liberia. This would be your arm to the ECOWAS Parliament. And bringing this is something like it should be the voice of the youth. It should speak for the youth. It should advocate for the youth. Society is against the youth. So he came back and we met, we talked, and later on we decided to see how this vision and mission can come into reality, like you are saying today. And as for my own venture, I serve as Executive Director for my charitable organization called Transformation of the Future Foundation. And I also intercede and interact with other non-governmental organizations for the youth people of Liberia, betterment and development.
Okay, thanks to our speaker from the National Youth Parliament. Let's talk to our Deputy Speaker for International Affairs. We want to tell us people exactly what your colleague has said.
Yeah. First, I am Rabbi FCU, the first Deputy Speaker of the National Youth Parliament of Liberia. We got involved into the National Youth Parliament of Liberia when the Liberia representative to the ECOWAS Youth Parliament, which is in person of Ambassador Derek Kimon, came from the city in Benin. We have a discussion and we saw the need for us to establish this institution that will channel Liberia youth ills in society, that will be the backing of the youth in society to the ECOWAS Youth Parliament.
Okay, so All right, we just heard the guys coming up while led to their own ideologies of coming to the National Youth Parliament of Liberia, and something according to them they've been working so hard, so tirelessly to make sure youth voices are heard, pushing the agendas of young people from all walks of life, from the private sector, the public sector, and so on and so forth. So first of all, let's tell us how did you guys arrive to the issue of the National Youth Parliament, of which you talk about is the arm of the ECOWAS Youth Parliament. How was that done, and why so fast? Someone would say you guys are moving. I don't know. I want to be. You're moving on a slow pace, right? Yeah, you guys are trying to make sure that the youth of Liberia is widely recognized through the parliament. Let's first understand why really enthused you guys, or what was the aim of you guys coming up with this process. We want to start up with the speaker.
Okay, basically the National Youth Parliament, we did our own assessment, and in this assessment we saw that there are so many forces from other organizations, like youth organizations. They are staying as an umbrella for all youth in Liberia. The people never feel the presence and never feel their stronghold that they are working and advocating for them. So after Ambassador David came back, and we all sat down, we crafted this document. We started working on things. We did our assessment in Kakata, and we did our assessment in Grand Pastor with youth organizations, local youth organizations that are trying to reach our particular prep.
Okay.
So from this assessment, we had recommendations that came into our offices that this is what we need you people to do. This is what we want for you people to work in long way. We want you people to help us to get out our certain level that we as a local youth group can feel a part of the developmental sector of Liberia when it comes to the youthful environment. We want you people to help us with funding when you reach a certain level, to help us run our project and programs.
So basically, you guys have a lot of things, in the pipeline to come up. We understand you have some level of criteria set up to meet up to if you want to be if you must be considered as a full umbrella to ECOWAS Youth Parliament. I mean, Robert, you guys talk about that. How do you think becoming a complete umbrella of the ECOWAS Youth Parliament, how is that possible? Do you have other things that you guys working on, so that you can reach that goal?
Yeah, actually we are working on a lot of things for now. Before becoming a member to the ECOWAS Youth Parliament, you first be a registered institution within your own country before other people know you as a registered institution, and you try to get a lesson from the Ministry of Youth and Sport that they will give you, and from there you channel it to the institution that is responsible for it, only the ECOWAS Youth Parliament.
All right. Have you guys been having any signs of receptance, or let's say receptance of your quest? Like you said, you want to reach out to the government arm through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and or maybe the business registry, because you have to register your business, you have to make sure the institutional. Let's get it right, so that things that when you show up, when someone going up, you can have a breakdown, you can have a setback, and whereas you're supposed to progress. Have you guys been doing anything that will fall in line with exactly what you want to do?
Okay, yeah. This is the parliament, and the parliament has its own email objective, and we also have a national objective. Based on our request for our legal document, we are in the process, and we met with the director for youth development. We had a lengthy meeting with him. We know what we can do. We met with the Federation Youth of Liberia in person of Amos Wedon as president. We talked, and they showed the need for the youth parliament to come in. Okay. And looking at the international aspect, I cannot talk because Robert is the speaker for the international affairs, so he can try
to relate to that.
Yeah, first before getting to the international affair, first you gotta try to establish your own local affair within your own country before going out to the international affair. So basically we have on the ground doing all the local activities for now until we can reach to the international standard. Because there are standard in place before getting outside.
So what are those standards you talk about?
Like I said, the legal document from the business registry, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, and that.
So how do you think that is going to be done? Do you need an assistant? Do you guys who have maybe a bit of consultancy, or you need someone who will guide you in the process?
Basically, we have people guiding us in the process. This is why we are bringing up the National Youth Summit that will enable us to get funding for us to finish all these processes.
All right, you talk about you guys having something where you guys will generate money finance like commonly, so that you can move off with other activities and so on and so forth. So David, let's talk about why you guys have not been you guys working with other youth group, because there are numerous youth group into the issue of pushing young people, because yours is something to be, it should be having a legislative approval, and not just maybe a community youth group, but something national, something that international, it will be internationally recognized and from all around the globe. Are you guys doing something so that you can reach that mark?
Okay, right now we have 6 persons who is representing Liberia to the ECOWAS Parliament for our national legislatures. So those people are needed by us, and we need them, they need us, because they are the one who should be lobbying for the particular bill to be enacted into law, because they know that doing the ECOWAS setting, it was mandated that all West African states should do the particular National Youth Parliament something. So we did a letter to them, presented at the office. So we are still in a constant communication with them. And another thing we are trying to work on is to see how we can come up with a program, because we are not only basically looking at being acted into law, but we want to see how we can start working for people to know that we are active and we are ready for what we want to do, the change we want to see. So we are coming up with our national leadership training, something that will be on WhatsApp along with the summit. So these are 2 key programs that we are bringing for Liberian youth to benefit.
All right, we are bringing 2 key programs we are bringing for Liberian youth to benefit, and we understand you guys have something in the pipeline, especially reaching out to lawmakers, because if you must have the Liberia National Youth Parliament enacted to be considered to looking at the ECOWAS Parliament, looking at the ECOWAS Parliament, if you want to be considered, you have a legislative approach from lawmakers, and in this you must consider lawmakers. Maybe you guys try to make sure that you use your own lobbyistic power to get lawmakers close to you guys, so that your bills can be passed, or you guys can be put on the agenda of the legislature?
That is what we are trying to legal around the gas from the national legislative that are representing Liberia to the ECOWAS Youth Parliament.
So who are those guys, and are you ready, guys? Are you guys really in constant communication with them? And if yes, how is that so?
Some of them were in constant communication with them, and some of them, the usual activity within Liberia, or allow honorable people. So for now, we cannot be waiting on that without doing anything for our youth, of our youth of Liberia. Our main focus is developing a sustainable youth environment for Liberia.
All right, developing sustainable youth environment for Liberia, and according to you, it should be recognized by ECOWAS Youth Parliament specifically, right? So in doing that, that means you have some guys wrapping around you, maybe getting your arms straight up, so that you can go forth with your activities. And how are people looking at your activities, maybe from a community background, from national background, and we local background as well? How has that been for you guys with your strive to making sure that Liberia youth is not something that we look at on a local level, but higher level?
Okay, We believe in a youth program of inclusion. That means we are not basically looking at hierarchy institution or lower institution. We are working with both hierarchy and local institution.
And talk about hierarchies.
Like hierarchy can be the Federation Youth of Liberia, the Liberia National Student Union, the Maserado Student Union. These are hierarchy organizations within Liberia. And when we're talking about local organization, like a grassroots organization that stay in the community, but they are doing positive things and they need to come to the spotlight. But how can they reach there? So these are our local organizations. So in both ways, we work with them, we talk to them, we want to know what they are fixing. How can they work along with us for us to come up to make this a particular success? Even the summit, we are even working with local organizations. We asking them to come on board, give us ideas. National organization to come on board, give our ideas on how we can make this summit to become a reality or enjoyable one for Liberian youth to get and develop for the first time.
All right, develop for the first time how Liberian youth can have a good and develop programs for themselves and for the country as well. So if you're just joining us, this is a reminder that you are watching or viewing Youth Inside, and this program it has in its actuality youth platform that has to do with what's happening to their livelihood, how are they imparting to society. We talk about grassroots organization, youth organization, how they come on board, how international partners, international investors who are trying to invest in the young people, how can they be recognized? Whatever they've been doing in the society for their own little contribution they're doing in the society, how can they be recognized? This is what this program is set up for. And as a reminder that you are viewing the show today with the National Youth Parliament of Liberia, and we're blessed to have the two general guys who are working tirelessly to make sure that things come out in a positive direction. So we are going to take a break and come back. We understand they have a National Youth Summit that is coming up. They're going to tell us what led to the crafting of that program that should be held pretty soon, maybe around December. They will be giving out a specific date, but let's take a break and we come back. We'll be joining us as they tell us about the summit, what is in the pipeline when it comes to the summit that is soon to be held.
Hi, I'm Prince Larmin Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says I cannot to one that believes I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV presented by Zach Sherman because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it, and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at prochangeInLiberia.org. That's PROCHANGEIN Liberia. Until next time, enjoy the show.
So I want to say welcome back. This is Youth Inside with me, your host Zach Sherman, and I'm here with the National Youth Parliament of Liberia, two distinct general guys from the parliament, and they are here to tell us how the parliament stands as we speak, and they have a summit coming up. What's the intention and what is the goal behind the summit? So I want to first again welcome you guys to Youth Inside after taking a very short break.
I want to say welcome to Sang. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go strictly to issues. When you talk about the summit, you guys coming up with a national summit. Let's talk to Robert. Firstly, let's talk to David. David is more into the localization of the program, and he's into the international scene of the program. So let's look at how you guys coming up. First of all, what led to that idea of having a national youth summit?
Okay, as Speaker of the National Youth Parliament of Liberia, and he being my boss on the international affair, we have an invitation to visit Sierra Leone to be a part and I serve as a panelist for the the regional youth summit of Sierra Leone, and also attended the national youth summit of Sierra Leone.
Okay.
And based on the request, my boss said that I should go and serve for the parliament. I went there, and this was so interesting to see that a well-organized program where you have youth interacting with youth, where you have topics like illegal migration, like sexual and reproductive health care, like youth empowerment, youth development.
Okay.
These were topics that were brought through by youth in our area. I started to even serve as one of the panelists when it comes to illegal migration. And looking at this particular issue, it motivated me, and I sent a request to my boss, even though we are working together, but he's my boss. And I told him, I said, we need to come up with this particular issue of bringing the idea of the National Youth Summit of Liberia that will help Liberian youth to develop their mind when it comes to peace and stability in Liberia, when it comes to youth empowerment in Liberia, when it comes to agriculture. These things that Liberian youth are lacking. So these are the things that we want to engage in. So we talked, and then we had a lender meeting, me and him. We first decided to see how we can get a partnership with the Ministry of Youth and Sport.
Okay.
Which is, we did that letter and we dropped it, and we are still waiting on them for a response. So this summit is something like we need more partners, and we need more people to come in for us to make this a better thing. Even if you're in Liberia, or even if you're out of Liberia, you want to see a positive mindset for Liberian youth, we can still accept you for us to work together as a team to make this summit to be important.
So what difference are you guys bringing on board with what you've learned from coming from Sierra Leone, where you observe, you talk to, you interacted with a lot of young guys who are innovative, who are involved into a lot of things that has to do with young people, how young people can move up their lives and become prosperous for societal benefit. What difference? Because there are numerous summits, seminars, workshops that have been held or have that are being held or have been held. I mean, what difference are you really bringing on board so that when someone looks at, or when someone goes to the summit that's soon to be held, they will know that there's a huge difference that you guys bring on board to make sure this kind of a youth summit is different and has a great impact?
Okay, one difference I will tell you is that in Liberia, you are a youth. You go to youth programs. You find people who are 45, 50. They are saying that they are youth. They talk on youth occasion. One difference is the panelists will be at an age range of those who are participating. The panelists will be a young person who will be sitting there to interact. And another difference we are bringing is, after this, we're going to share a certificate. And this certificate that will be given to you is a certificate of achievement that you attended the National Youth Parliament Summit that was here. And this particular something will do a tracking of all those that attended this summit for us to see how we can work with them, empower them, and make them change within their communities.
Okay, Robert, when it comes to your international scene, looking at how are you going to mobilize other international guys that are going to become, but before you come to that, how many countries that are going to be present at this forum?
Currently, we're having about 5 African countries for now.
5 African countries.
Yeah.
You want to add a voice?
Cameroon, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Ghana, and Guinea.
Okay. So
Yeah.
5 African countries.
Yeah. Currently, we are sure they will be in the country for the.
So how that gonna be done? Do you have plans in place so that when you guys come, how organized they are gonna be? Because when someone come into your home, you expect a maximum, hospitality that will come from you, not something you there look at from a man, something. I mean, you guys will need comfort. A Liberian guy, young Liberian youth, especially the National Youth Parliament of Liberia, and take only guys to come into the country for a National Youth Summit. Will you guys really have things in place so that you guys can be properly looked at, so that when they go home and share a very good experience of being in Liberia?
Yeah. First of all, before we accept international delegate, we first look at our country image. We don't want to accept anyone where if they enter our country after the summit, they will carry a bad image of our country. That was the first thing that came to our mind. As a team, we build a very comfortable environment that our international guests and the local delegate will enjoy and always want to attend any summit with in the National Youth Parliament of Liberia.
Have you guys have a good assurance coming from the guys that will be coming? Because sometimes you send invitation, or sometimes some guys will say, okay, we could come, and then no, I mean, they don't have that responsibility of what they have agreed to do. Do you guys started to have people who will be coming on board? Has there been an assurance to that?
Yeah, almost every time we open our mail, there are a lot of emails coming to us that they are assuring us, some always coming on board, some giving the assurance that they will be part of it, bringing more people on board. In our inbox there, they always inbox my boss, inbox the parliament as a whole.
Okay. So you talk about 5 countries that are coming, and
yeah, 5 countries that we hope to come. They are already.
how is the program look at for do you guys going to be sponsored, or just solve something from the end of the National Youth Parliament of Liberia?
Currently, we are working for more. We are trying to see how more institutions can sponsor. For now, we are sponsoring ourselves.
What is the way forward if you want to succeed in this endeavor of having a National Youth Parliament where, Mr. Speaker, can you relate to that?
Yeah, you look at the sources, is like the parliament have a lot of burden. Like at times we don't sleep because we have the
Of
work.
course, you don't need to sleep because you engage into
We have the work tirelessly. We are engaging people to come on board. We don't need only our ideas. My ideas can be small, Robert ideas can be small. But when we have experienced people who are in the field of humanity in the youthful environment, you come up with your idea, we look at ideas, we create the proposal, we add it. If we have a wrongdoing within that proposal, we take that, or if we know your own is necessary, we put it in. So these are some of the things that we are working in. But the main success with this is getting funding.
How many guys you guys are targeting when it comes to the summit? Do you have a specific number?
Yeah.
Internationally, how many number? Locally, how many? I mean, looking at the numbers.
Internationally, we are targeting 200. Locally, we are targeting 300.
Wow.
The total is 500.
200 internationally, 500 locally.
Yeah.
Although
300 locally,
and 200 internationally.
internationally.
So, where is that? I mean, something is going to be held because you have to have a good face. Who's taking our responsibility of logging or taking care of all the things that we have to do with all the numbers that will be coming on it summit?
Yeah, we are still in reservation with the era that we'll be using. So currently we cannot announce the era until we are getting the green light. But we want to assure our delegates that the era will be very suitable for them, that they will have a great time on the summit.
What is expected of this summit, and why you think people should really consider this summit?
What is expected of this summit is, one, we are going to put peace and stability at a very high level, or I mean at a crucial level, because now Liberian youth, we are facing an era where we don't have a peaceful environment. We find out that youth hating each other because of political differences, because of some issues, or self-hate and some other things. So we want to come up to tell Liberian youth that when you have peace, it's better than to be hating each other because of political differences or self-hate and other things. Liberia is all we have, and only Liberia we need to develop and make Liberia a better place for us to enjoy.
So you guys talk about other guys, maybe you want to have this program done so that we can have a lot of youth coming up with ideas, not just coming on the end of division, because according to you there's something that we all have to look at, whereas young people, because of political looking at, let's consider ethnical backgrounds, political background can cause division. Are you guys going to be looking at that as well? Looking at the religious side of it, the ethnical side of it as well?
Okay, just like you said, you posed a question that is almost like a recommendation that came to us when we went Kakatan. You found an organization send this recommendation to us. They said that we are an organization, but the religious area we are and the thing we are pushing for, we cannot get it through, and we cannot get our voices to be heard. So we need you people to help us come up to educate people that religion should not stop, or local organization for getting all the message that it was all about female gender multiracial issue that they were trying to push. But because of the religion they found themselves in there, people view that religion as a smaller person. You cannot come out to speak on this thing, is forbidden. And now like we are in the modern world, these are our critical issues that need to be talked on. So they don't have the voice to face the people. We are at a point to say, oh, we need to come out to see the change. So there is one issue that we are going to put in our topic. Like you, Zach, you are a young man. We will even take it to be one panelist to say, oh, Zach, you can talk on this and that, because you know the issue that youth are facing. You interact and encounter youth every day of your life. So you know the problem and challenges that youth are facing. So you know how to get to the youth, how to talk to them, how to communicate to them for them to understand, and they know how to communicate with you too for them to understand.
If you look at the word national, let's talk about inclusion, like you said. How inclusive are you guys? Not just considering Montserrat.
How inclusive we are. We have an office in Lofa. We have our county coordinator in Lofa. We have our county coordinator in Krenku. And we are trying to establish our first major agricultural farm in Lofa, which we are investing in that project. And that project is under our pillar of agriculture and youth empowerment, which is the agriculture farm will be used for us to produce food, to produce things, and at the end of the day, give the little owner a certain percentage and bring that goods in the market to sell our little price for our people to benefit.
So, on a general average, what are those areas you guys are really into when it comes to your own involvement?
My own involvement?
Your own involvement as a young organization. You want to answer that, Robert?
Yeah, Robert.
In totality, what involvement are you guys really into? Maybe like you tell, I just heard about agriculture, which I didn't hear that. You know, you're gonna take on agriculture. I don't know where you're machine or I mean, that's a very great thing and was a employer. So, looking at agriculture, are there other things you guys are into?
Currently, the agriculture aspect would be our first empowerment project that will be carried on, because the reason why we're fighting on this agriculture project, we need the agriculture project to be backing the institution also. We cannot continue to be begging around for each time we're trying to have a program. We need to be independent. Any institution that want to be a focused institution, they need to be independent. That is why we are preparing.
So that comes along with your independence that you're trying to create. Maybe getting a good, and not just ordinary agricultural project, but a very reliable and strong, vibrant, I may say, agricultural project that will help sustain the organization. Do you think that alone will going to help you?
No. Like Robert, as an international affairs person, he told us that we bring our leadership training, so he can like elaborate more on the leadership training. This is also one thing that we found out that will bring our funding in the organization, because like we need good leaders. We will not only be working with local organizations, but we need to train a leader both locally and internationally. On the local side, we will have workshops and training that will be free. But on the international side, Robert is the one who is crafting the document, so he can go in depth on how
what you guys expect of this summit? Let's come back to the issue of the summit, because it's one key issue in the entire discussion here. What is expected of this summit when you guys have concluded?
After the summit have concluded, we expect our youth to be more productive in society, because they are more productive
in what means?
In the society, that they won't be instrumental inside fighting in that society. Mostly for each side election time, you notice that the youth are the ones that are causing more chaos in society during election period. They are used as instrument of discussion during election period. We don't need that any longer. We want for our youth to change that mindset. Let them be more productive. Let them be able to sustain themselves. So that's why we are bringing more topics that will back them up.
What is the criteria set for international guys coming? We still wanting to come on board on this summit. What is the international guideline that I said?
For the delegate, the international and local delegate are applying. They have the same criteria.
All right. So they have the same criteria. We are pressed for time, and just to close up, we want to get you guys partner conclusion on your discussion here on Youth Inside only on KMTV. But let's start off quickly. We just pressed with time. Yeah, you can start, David.
Okay, I would like to say thanks to the KMTV family for hosting you today. And also, I would like to say that those delegates who are applying day by day, we need you people to try to pay your conference fee, because the conference fee is one thing that will make you people eligible for the summit. And another thing I would like for the people of Liberia, be it the youth of Liberia, the Ministry of Youth and Sport, other organizations who think they have the hand, they can come on board and help us for us to make our summit and our project to happen and to become a reality. You can call the National Youth Parliament number, which is 0776 078102 or 0777 144916, and we'll be willing to interact with you.
All right, thanks for coming on the show today, Youth Inside, and it was a pleasure time to talk to the speaker. All right, let's talk to our first deputy speaker.
So I want to say thank you for the invitation extended onto us and the KMTV family for allowing us to appear on this show. Today is a blessing for the National Youth Parliament of Liberia, and all of our officials are very happy for us to appear on this worldwide platform. I want to encourage all delegates to pay their fee within the
What's the fee saying, in fact?
For local delegates is $35 and international is $40. And pay that fee on time. And we are also encouraging all institutions that is deemed it necessary to partner with all, let them come on board. Their mood that they will benefit more, highly respected speaker will be at the summit.
All right, the voices of Speaker, first Deputy Speaker for International Affairs of that's the National Youth Parliament of Liberia. And on that note, we want to say thanks you guys for coming, and we hope that you can come up with whatever you want to. All right, those have been guys from the National Youth Parliament of Liberia, and we've been talking about issues confronting their own organization, and it's something that has to be inclusive according to them. It is, and we hope that they can move forward and make sure that everything is put away when it comes to young people. So thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you too, sir.
Okay. So I know, folks, we say thanks for being with us today, but before we close out, again, we get back as a reminder on the issue of the National Teachers Association with the petition. We hope that the government of Liberia and the Minister of Education, D. Ansosoni, has promised that their petition is not something that's just going to be put on the deck, but something that is going to be looked at very keenly, something they're going to consider. And we hope, because we are going to be on the back, because if these people are coming up with ideas, strategies that will better the educational system, I think it's something that should be considered very, good fit. It should be considered a very good fit. Not something that will just be looked at merely and nothing is put to rest and nothing is done about it, and just look at it from a local man perspective, that how things work out, where things come up and no one cares about it. They just put it down and don't talk about it, especially when it has to do with our learning environment, or it has to do with young people, because we are going to be in the vanguard to discuss the issue, to bring on board and make sure that we get behind requisite authorities back, so that betterments of our society, especially for the education system, whatsoever system that has to do with young people, can be done in our country. So again, we want to say thank for being there on to this edition of Youth Inside. I've been Zach Totiama Sherman, and again, we want to say thanks to our first sponsor on the program, Youth Inside. Thanks to Prince Jebel, the Executive Director of Pro Change. And again, if you want to be part of our partnership, of our sponsorship, please, you can call us on +321 7700 7702. You can just call us and we will open the door. Trust me, the doors are still open for sponsorship, partnership on Youth Inside, only on KMTV. Again, I'm Zach Totiama Sherman. Thanks for being there.
Hi, I'm Prince Larmin Jarbo, founder of Project Change. As an organization, our mission is to groom self-sustaining youth to help rebuild a productive Liberia. We change the mindsets of the youth from one that says, I cannot, to one that believes I can. We're proud to sponsor the Youth Insight on KMTV presented by Zach Sherman because we also believe in creating a platform for the young people to voice themselves. If you would like to learn more about what we do and how we do it and how you can join the movement, you can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Pro Change in Liberia. Or you can also visit our website at Pro Change in Liberia.